It's time. It's 2022, and that means it's time to talk about this bad boy. Yes, that's right. I've had this bad boy since launch. This is the Xbox Series S, and we're going to talk about it today. We're going to go over it. In 2022, is it worth it? Should you get it? Should you hold out for the Series X? Should you wait maybe for something else? Should you just hold on to your Xbox One X? Or is this all that it's cracked up to be? Is the price point worth it? Should you purchase it? We're going to talk about that. Before we do, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We go over all Xbox stuff all the time right here on this channel. So first up, we obviously have to talk style. This thing is absolutely beautiful. I love it. Look at the size of it. Look how small it is compared to the Series X right there. Whether you have this thing standing up vertically, whether it's laying down, whether you have it in your living room, your bedroom, maybe you've got a gaming room set up somewhere. It doesn't matter where you put this bad boy. It looks amazing. It is stunning. It is beautiful. The white was a great choice. It's sleek. It's minimalist. It's the best looking console out on the market right now, in my opinion. No questions asked. I absolutely love this thing. At first, I wasn't sure about this big black fan in the middle here, but it's become this statement piece for me. And it's really grown on me. Again, style-wise, I put this over the Series X. I put it over any Xbox One X. I put it over the PlayStation 5. Hands down, no questions asked. It's a beautiful machine. It looks so good wherever you put it. I love showing this off. If I didn't have this plugged in, if I wasn't using this, I'd have it on my bookshelf as a statement style design piece. When guests come over, it'd be this talking point like, what is that? Oh, that's the Series S. Oh, is it? It looks so good. Yes, it does. Check it out. Style-wise, I love this. It's solid, it feels good, and it looks good. But you're not buying an Xbox Series S for style. Or maybe you are. If you are, then there's no question. You're buying it for performance. What's on the inside? Does it get the job done? Or does it get crushed by everybody else? And the answer here is actually it's adequate. It does really well. Is it a next-gen experience? The answer is yes, it's a next-gen experience. Is it as powerful as the Series X? The answer is hell no. It's not even close to as powerful as the Series X. But honestly, it doesn't matter because it does everything it's supposed to do, and that is deliver a next-gen upgraded experience for you, the gamer, at a reasonable price. And it does that in flying colors. Now, to put it in perspective, the Series S has a GPU with up to 4 teraflops of output. The Series X does 12 teraflops of output, 3 times more powerful. It's got 10 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes solid state drive, and there is no disk drive at all. And some of you might be wondering and saying to yourself, well, that disk drive is a deal breaker. I use it all the time. I'm going to get a Series X. And I'll be honest, I thought the same thing. I got both the Series X and then I got a Series S as well at the same time at launch because that's just the type of person I am. And guess what ended up happening? I never used the disc drive on the Series X. It's just where gaming is at in 2020 between Game Pass, digital items. I never use a disc drive anyway, so this totally adequate, performance-wise totally adequate. Now, I have had this connected to a gaming monitor. I've had it connected to a 4K LG television. Can do 120 frames per second, so I've hooked my Series X up to it. I've hooked my Series S up to it. Both of those machines have been my main console on that television, and I can happily say that I really don't notice a big difference between the two. Obviously, when you compare them back to back, you notice a huge difference. But I'm telling you, it is a next generation experience. It is fast. I definitely can't go back to the One X after playing this because it's that fast. And I actually don't think the 4K resolution is a huge deal. This plays really well at 1440, which is ideal for most gamers, especially if you're on a gaming monitor, which is where I now currently have this Series S. And it is capable of 120 frames on some games, but it's going to hit that 60 frames per second really solidly on most games for you as of right now in 2022. So performance, it stacks up. It's definitely there. You're getting all the money you possibly can get, all the bang for your buck out of performance, out of this little guy. It is a next generation experience. There's no question about it. So let's go over ports. We got a USB-A port in the front along with the power button there. It's very nice. There's also a pairing button down in the corner. Now, because there is no disk drive here, there's nothing else on the front. I personally like that. I think it tends and lends to the style of this machine very, very nicely. There's nothing on the sides. You've got grills for heating. And on the back, you've got an Ethernet cable. You've got 2 USB-A ports, an HDMI out port, a power port, and then you do have the storage expansion there if you want to upgrade this bad boy with memory. So ports, it's got everything the Series X has. You're not missing any ports or you're not gaining any ports by upgrading. The Series S has everything you need right there in this little device. Let's talk about the controller this comes with. It matches the console. It is white. It is the upgraded next generation controllers, and they are indeed an upgrade. I play on an Elite 2 controller, so I very rarely use these controllers. However, when I jump back down to the normal style controllers here and I jump back down to the Series S controller, it's not a big leap. As big of a leap as it was with previous generation controllers. These next generation controllers, the Series S controller, just gets the job done. It feels solid. It's durable. They've enhanced some things. The triggers, there's grips on the side. Love it. Live it. Feels solid. Xbox has always had solid controllers. This is no exception with the Series S either. Holds it up. It's a great controller. Which brings us to the one criticism I have on the Series S. That's right, this thing is almost perfect. It's almost perfect. It's not quite perfect. And the reason is this bad boy right here. There's only 512 gigabytes of storage in this thing. When you take into account memory, you don't get that much. It is its weakness. I find myself on the Series S constantly deleting games, downloading new games, removing games, downloading new games, removing games again, downloading new games again. It just doesn't have enough memory. If this thing had 1 terabyte of memory, it would be perfect. There would be no question. There would be no criticisms on my front. It would be absolutely perfect. Now, the Series X does have 1 terabyte. I think 1 terabyte is that sweet spot with modern day games. I mean, on 512, if you download a game like Call of Duty, you're screwed. That's most of your memory right there. You've got room for maybe 2 big games and a couple little games, but that's about it, and it's unfortunate. Now, it does have the storage expansion there, and you can plug in an external hard drive. The external hard drive, though, if you plug it in, you've got to transfer your games over, and that's a solution that I've seen a lot of people do. I don't want to do that myself because I'd rather just have that storage expansion. That storage expansion is an NVMe storage drive that you can plug in, and then you get all the next generation benefits. So you get the speed of it, whereas on an external hard drive, you don't get those benefits. You don't get the loading time speed that you get with an NVMe. The problem with those storage expansions is they're as much as the Series S. So I would rather just buy a Series S than buy an expansion, and that's honestly what's kept me away from getting in the expansion. It is my one criticism. Now, it's not been life-changing. Again, I've had this Series S as my main console for almost 2 years. I've swapped it in and out with the Series X as my main console for almost 2 years. I've used it traveling for almost 2 years. Not a deal breaker at all, because what you're getting here in the price at $299 is honestly worth it, but it is an annoyance. And if they just bumped it up to that 1 terabyte, I think this machine would be perfect. So that brings us to the final verdict. Should you buy an Xbox Series S in 2022, or who should buy an Xbox Series S in 2022? You're going to be surprised at my answer here, because I actually think everyone, that's right, everyone, I think, should buy an Xbox Series S in 2022. If you've already got a Series X, it's worth it. I can't tell you how many times I moved this from my living room to my bedroom to my kids' room to let my kids play on it. It's my main console. It's my backup console. I've taken it on the road with me traveling. This thing is so versatile. It's only $299. It is a gamer's dream. It's beautiful. It looks good everywhere, so you're not going to get the wife complaining at you. That looks like crap. Take that out of the living room. Nope. It looks good. It's beautiful. I think everybody should have one of these. If you're in the market, if you're thinking of upgrading and the price point is looking nice to you, get it. That's my recommendation. I've enjoyed it. When you combine it with Game Pass, the value is there, unlike we've ever seen in gaming before. I think the Series S is next level. I think everybody should own one, and I think it's absolutely worth it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'd love to know what you think. Have you had the Series S? Did you end up getting the Series S because of this video? Let me know in the comments below. Again, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer, and we'll see you guys next time.